3 million new Epstein emails just dropped. And guess who's named in them? Bill Gates. We'll find out that he 100% lied on the news, every interview that he ever gave, saying the type of relationship that he had with Jeffrey. 100% lie. The emails proved it. And it says, Daily Mail posts an article saying that Bill Gates is furious that he's mentioned in these emails. It's good that this is happening because these people need to be exposed for what they've done and what they do. What's up, Dave? God bless you guys. So we'll kind of power through this video. I'll just get straight to the information. So first here, we'll listen to two responses that Bill Gates gave when asked about his relationship with Epstein, just to set the stage that he's a liar.
Is there a lesson for you, for anyone else looking at this?
Well, he's dead. So, in general, you always have to be careful.
So that was one of the responses that Bill gave when asked, is there a lesson to learn on, the friendships you had, the things that you did, that you had, this connection, this relationship with Jeffrey, which he says there was no relationship. The Bill and Melinda Gates has no relationship. We'll find out that was a lie. And then his response is, well, he's dead. So, and kind of smirks about it. Just another time Bill Gates smirks when talking about people dying. It's kind of a status quo for him. So here's another response that he gave when confronted again about his relationship and the depths of it with Epstein.
One of the issues that's dogged you is that of your relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. Do you regret the relationship that you maintained with him against Melinda's advice and wishes?
Oh, I've said that you're going way back in time. But yeah,
New audience.
I will say for the, over 100 times, yeah, I shouldn't have had dinners with him.
Epstein had...
He just had dinners with him. That's what you said. Again, over 100 times. We'll see. Again, that's a lie.
A way of sexually compromising people. Is that what Melinda was warning you about?
No. I mean, no, I had dinner with him, and that's all.
And that you regret the relationship, the acquaintance?
That I had dinner with him.
And the relationship between the foundation and Epstein? Which
there never was any relationship of any kind.
One of the issues that's dogged you is...
So he says he had dinner with him. He regrets having dinner with him. Makes it sound like he had dinner with him just once. So Daily Mail posted this today. Bill Gates issues furious response to the Files claim that he slept in. This will get graphic. I will read the email just because we got to expose them for the things that they've done. When we get to that point, it gets graphic, and I'll just read it for what it says. So you can click off if you don't want to hear it, but this is exactly what he's been involved with. So Bill Gates issues furious response to the Files claim that he slept with Russian girls, caught an STD, and suggests that Jeffrey Epstein was desperate to be his friend. So this is what they said. What really kind of comes out and what it sounds like in a rare statement, actually, the spokesperson for Microsoft came out and said, these claims are absolutely absurd, completely false. The only thing these documents demonstrate is Epstein's frustration that he did not have an ongoing relationship with Gates and the lengths he would go to entrap and defame. Not the case at all. So again, just a few dinners is what Epstein says, what Bill says, his relationship with Epstein. Here he is hanging out. Melinda Gates, why did she want him to not be friends with Jeffrey so much? Why was she so consistent that Bill end that relationship? Probably one of the reasons that their marriage ended, because she had an inkling as to what was going on. Here is what doesn't look like they're having dinner here. It looks like they're hanging out in some apartment somewhere, hotel room or something. This was in the Files, one of the later drops of the Files, him with a girl here, him with multiple females here, them again, once again, hanging out. So one of the girls in this, I did want to read, not exactly how to say her name, Joffrey. She claimed that Prince Andrew, Epstein, as well as Bill assaulted her. Can't scroll up on this article because she self-deleted. Can't say what that means. She self-deleted herself. Virginia Joffrey. Sorry, I don't know her name exactly, but she self-deleted herself days after saying she had only days to live. She was a spokesperson for people who have been trafficked. She said Epstein, Bill, Prince Andrew all assaulted her while she was being trafficked through Epstein's evil acts. God bless you, Curtis. Thanks so much for your support, man. You're awesome. Thank you for the super chats. Yeah, Bill, that's what he always does that. He always starts to smirk. That's actually a thing called duper's delight. Bill does it really bad. It's when the same thing, like, you know, a child eats a cookie and you ask them, you know, for a fact they ate it. Did you eat the cookie? And they sit there and smile. No, I didn't do it. And they're just laughing because it's duper's delight. Bill Gates does that all the time that he's asked about his, like, what he's doing with the shots. He starts getting duper's delight talking about, you know, the next pandemic, just giggling. It makes him just so giddy. Same thing when asked, well, he died, right? He last year. What's so funny about someone dying? Somebody who's, you don't know him. Supposedly you don't know them that well. So it's just funny now that this guy died. Evil, man. He's involved in this stuff, extremely involved. So I will read this email. So here's one of the posts in regards to this. Actually, I'll just get to reading the email here. So we'll get to it here. I'll read this. This is long and it is graphic. So this is, we can see at the top of the email here, Jeffrey Epstein. This is between, I'm not sure if this is actually, it says Dear Bill. I think this might be going to someone else because in the bottom section of this email, the response doesn't sound like Bill talking because you'll see it just doesn't sound, but it's like somebody being a middleman for Bill Gates. So this is what the email says. This is Jeffrey Epstein writing here. It says, I cannot believe that you have chosen to disregard our friendship to develop over the last 6 years. So sounds like more than dinners, right? I'm aware that accidents happen. It's how each of us have chosen to deal with this unfortunate event that has me dismayed beyond all comprehension. Again, Jeffrey Epstein talking here. You have decided to discharge me from my job. Had Larry, your person, tell me that I engaged in morally inappropriate behavior, asked me to be the major actor in a cover-up so that you can maintain the reputation that you've worked so hard to achieve. Asked me to recommit to confidentiality agreements and to have categorically told me that we cannot have any direct ongoing business relationship in total disregard for its impact on the public perception of my reputation. I will have to diligently avoid the truth, tell people that Bill will not invest with me and craft my answer that suits your needs. But you did not send me your letter of recommendation, so should a future employer ask for one. You've told me that Melinda insists on me not communicating with you unless Larry is copied or present. That you have consistently maintained that I could not have done a better job and that I was underpaid compared to my contribution. You then, beyond all sense of fairness and frankly decency, said that a generous compensation for keeping the Gates reputation intact, you would let me keep, for keeping that reputation intact, you would let me keep what we agreed I had already owned, my investment pieces, gave me 2 years of severance, similar to Christine Turner. So again, what we're seeing here is there is a much deeper relationship going on here than just one dinner, like Bill Gates makes it sound like. Obviously, no one thought that these emails would come to the light of day. So the fact that Bill Gates is, furious over this and the Microsoft spokesman is saying, oh, it wasn't, it was just nothing. These are completely false. He was trying to entrap him. There's nothing about these emails that's true. Why would he just say these things if this isn't true? Like, this is not a public thing. This is something he's trying to keep secret, something they didn't think would ever come to the public. If Christina Turner, if the shoe were on the other foot, they would have said, Boris, this is not your fault. I confessed to Melinda and you didn't. It was in a moment of weakness and I will do anything within my power to make it right for you. So what did he confess to Melinda? Is this why they got a divorce? Sounds like he confessed that what Bill was actually involved with, which we'll read here in just a moment. He says that he would have more money. He has more money than he needs. That he would assure that he will structure something so that you will not be penalized for his error. Luckily for me, I have enough money to provide for you that will not heal the injury. It will make you secure in your future. In addition, I will bend over backwards to make sure your next career is rewarding and on the upswing. I appreciate the fact that you have drastically altered your plans, and I'm very aware of the career path you have given to join the foundation. So here we see Jeffrey Epstein did have some sort of connection. We saw, again, the investment pieces that he owned with Bill. And now we see his involvement with the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Anyone realize? Yeah. Okay, so let me see. So he says he's very sorry, but he believes that time heals all wounds. This will eventually pass. In the regard that I suggest, I buy you the house that you so had your heart set on. In addition to 5 years of severance, I will buy out your investment contract that we had. 30 to 40% of a $100 million partnership for $30 million in today's dollars. Terms and conditions to be agreed that I would have done what I had been in your shoes. What I did receive, however, was an unfriendly, strongly worded email telling me how employable I am and that I should not look to you for any significant financial help in the future. So here is where we get to the serious accusations here. Does this sound like something that Jeffrey just made up? Why would he just make this up in an email to this guy? And then if this was made up, again, to this middleman between Bill and, between Bill Gates, we'll read his response here in a moment. If this was what had gone on, you think that his response would be, these are absolutely ridiculous claims. There's no evidence. You're making things up. Not his response. So here we get into the serious claims here. Jeffrey Epstein talking about Bill. To add insult to the injury, you then implore me to please delete the emails regarding your STD. Your request that I provide you antibiotics that you can surreptitiously give to Melinda and the description of, your wiener. You also made it clear to me that I am not to refer to blank, some victim probably, as that is another topic that I must remain between the two of us. So Bill Gates got an STD from going to Epstein's Island, going on Lolita Express or wherever they're meeting and doing their absolutely wicked acts that God says it'd be better if you had a millstone hung around your neck and you were thrown into the sea than to do the things that they were doing. So he got an STD from doing that. And in the process, he wanted to get antibiotics to slip to Melinda so she didn't get the STD and find out. Or maybe he didn't realize and he thinks maybe she had it. That's just, how evil is that? This is like who a vast majority of the population in America thinks we should be taking medical advice from a guy who's trying to slip his wife secret antibiotics because of an STD he has. This dude's evil. In return for his request, he says, which I have done without a second thought, I am not to attend meetings with Melinda. I should continue to provide you the same level of service and dedication that I have done so diligently until you are ready to disregard me and our friendship. So here this person now responds to Jeffrey. This is, again, I believe a middleman by the way this is wording. Sorry, I'm not really reading the chat much, guys. This kind of just don't have anything to where I can play and just kind of keep up on the chat, just trying to get the information out here so people like Bill Gates are exposed for the evil that they do. So here is this person's response to Jeffrey. He says, it's on the bottom here. I've decided to resign my position effective immediately with BG3. I tried to look that up. I think it's a Formula F1 racing company. I couldn't find what else that is, but anyway, then it says, and the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. I've not come to this decision quickly or without a great deal of thought. During the past few weeks, I've been caught up in several marital disputes between Melinda and Bill. Wonder why, Bill? I have the greatest respect for my friend of 7 years and wish them both well. In my role as his right hand, I have been asked to wrongly, I don't even know what that word, say that word, acquiesce to my participating or his involvement in participating in things that have ranged from the morally inappropriate to the ethically unsound, and have repeatedly asked to do things that get near and potentially over the line into illegal. Though it was kindly suggested that I make a transition to a new position after my 6 years of servitude, and that Bill would, in his words, give me 2 years severance pay. I feel it would be dishonest to myself and my future. So yeah, he doesn't want evil money, this guy here. Even though he's obviously involved with very evil people, he doesn't even want this guy's, hundreds of thousands, millions, because he knows, again, the connection here is very clear that there was an illegal and evil relationship between Bill and Jeffrey. From helping Bill to get drugs, once again, in order to deal with consequences of sex with Russian girls, to facilitating his illicit trysts with married women, to being asked to provide Adderall for bridge tournaments, as I'm a medical doctor but have no prescription writing ability. And that's the email there. There's 3 million that were just dropped, and so we'll maybe get more information coming out in regards to this. But this is like, crazy. And yeah, again, Bill Gates is furious over this because what do we find out? He has an STD. He was involved in things that were illegal. He knows the description of his you-know-what, slipping drugs to Melinda so she doesn't get the STD. Bill was having sex with Russian girls, trying to get even more drugs to deal with the consequences of the sex with the Russian girls. That might be what this name is, blocked out here. And to facilitating illicit trysts with married women. So he's having relationships, rendezvous with sexual encounters with married women, and this guy's covering up for Bill. And then Bill wants to get Adderall for his bridge tournaments. And this is the guy who's trying to tell the public we should be wearing masks, we should be taking their science, they know what's best. Meanwhile, he's giggling about the next pandemic. Evil, man. This dude is evil and corrupt. And these are not falsified emails, obviously. Again, any of the things that he said, the guy who responded here at the bottom to Jeffrey's claims, and this guy even said more, he said it would be dishonest from helping. It would be dishonest for me to take money because of helping Bill. This other guy, Bill's middleman, says the same thing. From helping Bill to get drugs to dealing with the consequences of this, for drugs for tournaments. The guy doesn't even try to say what the Daily Mail or what the Microsoft spokesperson was saying. These are false claims. The guy says he doesn't want to be involved and get Bill's money because Bill is involved with these things. Evil. And the Bible tells us, Luke 8:17, for nothing is secret that will not be revealed, nor anything hidden that will not be known and come to light. Not everything that's evil will come to light in this age, but in all of eternity, these things will be brought to light and some people will be punished. But these super public acts, we're seeing these things were done in secret for a long time. A lot of people harmed. This girl here said she's going to die in a few days for exposing the lies, and then supposedly self-deleted herself a few days later. Obviously, that's not the case. So they literally have murder on their hands, adultery, drug use, who knows, trafficking, for sure, women, underage, kids, not even women, young girls, children. So evil is coming to light in this instance. Bill Gates is involved, totally evil. Yeah, hyped up on drugs and doing this stuff. This is crazy, man. Thanks for the super chat. God bless you. Really appreciate all you guys. So guys, that wraps it up for this. This is just, this is evil. This is the fruit of Mr. Bill over here. And it's good that the evil is coming to light. Hopefully he repents, because again, what does God say? It'd be better if these people had a millstone hung on their neck and they were thrown into the sea. I mean, that's how serious this is in the eyes of God. So this is what's going on with Bill Gates. God bless, guys. Thanks for hopping on the live stream. We'll do another one soon, probably tomorrow, where I'll hang out more in the chat. God bless you guys. Thank you all for being here. Jesus is king, and we pray more darkness will come to light. God bless.